All right, good morning. The Committee on Parole is called to order today is Wednesday, February 15th, 8:36. My name is Brennan Kelsey. I'll be chair. Along with me is Ms. Cheryl Renata and Mr. Tony Marabella. Staff and support seated at the DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge. With staff and support, please introduce yourself.
My name is Johnny.
Deputy Warden Nambo.
Reginald F. Classification.
Carmen Shipley, Offender Records.
All right, great. Our remote location is Louisiana State Penitentiary. Staff there again. Introduce yourself.
Deputy Warden Rochelle Ambo.
Reginald Lamoureux Classification.
Carmen Shipley, Offender Records.
Okay, great. We do have some guests here that'll speak. We have some that'll speak at the appropriate time. Diane Dixon, Lorraine Doming, Kathy Kendrick, Ashley Johnson, Peggy Downing, and Andrew Hunley with the Parole Project, Biddy Fruge, Carolyn Saya, Terry Doming, and we will be here from Tracy Barbera's office at Zoom, which she's on. All right, please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Yes, sir. My name is Johnnie F. Dixon III, 65 years old, and housed at the K9 Training Center here at Angola, sir. The DOC number is 305653.
Okay, great. Good morning, Ms. Barbera. See you here. At the appropriate time, you can make a comment. Thank you. All right, Johnny, you heard the introduction. You heard Mr. Kelsey, Ms. Renata, and Mr. Marabella. We'll have a parole hearing. We'll ask you some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. We'll have people speak at the appropriate times. Do you understand the process?
Yes, sir, I do.
Johnny Dixon, DOC number 305653, first class offender, second degree murder. You had life, but it's commuted by Governor Edwards to 99 years. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
And we have Cody Cox at the appropriate time. Okay. All right, Mr. Dixon, how old are you?
65, sir.
How long have you been incarcerated? How many years?
32 years.
Those 32 years, how many disciplinary write-ups have you had?
2.
How long ago were they?
It's been over 25 years, I believe.
All right.
28 years ago.
How old were you when you committed this? How old were you when you committed this crime?
33.
And tell me just a little bit about it. You were drugs or alcohol involved?
Yes, sir. I was using drugs and I drank over half a gallon of whiskey the day that the incident had happened. I really didn't know. I was out of it.
So tell me, just without going in deep detail, tell me kind of what happened.
I really lost control myself. No matter what my wife did, I don't want to put any blame on anybody else. I want to take the responsibility. I don't want my victims' family, the members, and all of that to. If you really want me to go through it, I will. But I really want to accept the responsibility. I'm the one that lost control and took her life.
No, I appreciate that, but I just, I mean, it was just a night of drinking and drugs, and you got angry. I mean, I just want to brief. We don't have to go. I read all your file. I know what happened.
Yes.
So I just want to kind of hear in your words.
Yeah. So I had my son, and I was supposed to be bringing my son back to my wife. And I asked her to let him spend the night because I had been drinking. And I was dating somebody else at the time because we were split up.
Okay.
I went to South Downs parking lot to leave a note on the girl's car that I was dating at the time to let her know to come to my house or where I would be at. And when I pulled up into the parking lot, my wife and her friend was there, and we got into a confrontation. And she tried to take him, and he was crying, "Daddy, don't leave. Don't let her take me. I want to stay with you." And I tried to leave the parking lot that night. I got in my truck. I got back in my truck. I started it. And when I went over the speed bump, the engine died. And the motor would not start back. And that's when we got into a heated argument and ended up shooting her, and I shot myself at the same time, sir.
So how many children do you have?
Cody, which is, you have the card that just said was her daughter. I raised her like she was my own, because she was 2 weeks old when I met my wife. We had one son together, which was Brandon, and my son got shot and killed by his best friend when he was 23 years old.
Good.
But I love Cody like my own. I still do. I always, Christmas time, and birthdays, you know, when I could send money, when I was making hobbycraft from here and selling hobbycraft, I always send money to them, you know, when I could.
Sure. Well, tell me, you've been in jail for a while. Tell me, what have you done to better yourself? What have you done? I know you've taken a lot of classes. I've seen a lot of your diplomas. I just, you know, what have you taken to kind of help? Obviously, you had a significant substance abuse problem. You were 33 at the time. You weren't just a young kid. So,
Right, yes.
what have you to do that?
I did lots of church sober group. I did AA, substance abuse, lifers, juvenile awareness, which I spoke to you know, troubled teens when they brought them up here. I was through the JC Speak Up class. I took anger management programs. I did a lot of different faith-based, like you say, you've seen the 100 hours pre-release. I've done that. Preparing the victims awareness. I did the accountability letters and stuff like that, which I have. I worked at the governor's mansion under general administration for 8 years, cooking for the governor general. I was trusted enough to stay there 3 nights a week. I spent the night at the mansion. I worked out at the boys camp in Holden, for the kids camp, and then for hazmat training facility. I cooked, I ordered the food, prepared food, cleaned up.
Sounds like you've done a lot. And you're a trustee, you said?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been a trustee?
I guess I made trustee when I was 8 years. I had 8 years in on my sentence. I've been down 32, so
Right.
over 20 years.
So what are you currently doing there? It looks like you have some medical conditions. What are you currently doing in the facility?
Yes, sir. I was sent back to Angola because I have Parkinson's disease. I had other health issues, which my bowels wouldn't move once a week. I wasn't using. I had a lot of infection in my body. I've tried to keep up and do the best I can, because I really would like to try to help more my family members, you know, my daughter and her children, my grandkids and stuff like that. That's why I've been trying to keep my health up as much as I could.
Sure. So what's your plans if you were to leave? Where are you going to go, and what you going to do?
Sir, right now, I've been interviewed to work the Parole project. I plan on going there and working out and seeing what I can do, how much I can, you know, whether I'll be able to drive, what kind of work I'm gonna be able to do. I've been working here at the prison. I've been a clerk. I took on the clerk up, so I've been typing, and it's giving me my motor skills. I still struggle with Parkinson's disease and issues with it, but I've come a long ways from where I was at, because I was almost dead back then.
And so you've taken some considerable drug substance abuse programs. So you know, once an addict, always an addict. That's something you'll have to deal with the rest of your life, huh?
Yes, yes. I had before the incident happened, 2 weeks before it, I went to the Lady Lake Child Center. I was going in. I went through the program one time before, and I was going to re-enter myself back into that right before, 2 weeks before this incident happened. And I didn't have the insurance to cover it at the time, and I backed out. So
are you doing any AA right now?
I've been in the camp. The guy that teaches the AA at Camp F, I sit with him and talk with him. But as far as going to the meetings, because of the Parkinson's disease and the way that it's been affecting me,
Sure.
I haven't. But I plan on going where, you know,
Right, I understand. Okay. Very good. Warden, you have any input for us?
Yes, sir. I can tell you that Mr. Dixon has been a model offender here. Even though he's struggling with his medical condition and stuff like that, he still finds ways to do things and help out at the dog pen when someone asks him to. He's a great offender.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Now we'll hear from Andrew Hunley.
Andrew Hunley with Louisiana Parole Project, here to confirm to the board if Johnny is granted parole release.
You're cutting in and out.
Andrew Hunley with Parole Project, here to inform the board that Johnny Dixon is a client of our reentry program. If he is granted parole release, he will enter our program immediately and remain through phase 1. And then once he moves to his long-term residence, we will continue to provide him case management support. He will receive a substance abuse and a mental health evaluation upon entering our program, and we will continue.
Can you hear me now, Andrew?
Yes.
Okay, brief statement. You're supporting. I got that you're supporting, and you have all the services provided for Mr. Dixon. So what's his plan?
He will come to our program immediately, and then when he completes our program, he will go to live with his family. But we will continue to provide him case management services for a minimum of 1 year after his release. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Terry, may we hear from Mr. Terry? Or Mr. Terry? Mr. Terry. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Brief statement. Yes, sir.
Johnny, my name's Terry Domingue. Johnny Dixon is my first cousin. His mom and my dad and brothers. Known Johnny since we were kids. He's a little older than me. Sorry, Johnny. He is. So I saw Johnny, around that time, and after he did what he did. Probably about 20 years ago, I saw him in prison, in Angola prison. He really regretted what he did, even then, and I could see that he changed a lot. He accepted the Lord, and I went through many classes, and that was over 20 years ago. And since then, he continued to pay his debt. And so I think that he's come to a point now that I believe he's ready to return to society. He has a great family, he has a great support system, and so I think it's all I want to say.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your comment. Cody?
Hi, my name is Cody Cox. I am a stepdaughter from my mother, that he murdered in I was 6 years old at the time. This has affected my entire life. And I stand in front of you today, thanking you for listening to the minutes that I have. I just really want everybody sitting in here to know how impactful one judgment can completely change the entire rest of another person's life. It's one that doesn't have anything to do with the decision. I fought a war my entire life. I've struggled and fought anxiety, depression, and PTSD. I lost my brother the exact same way in 2009 by his best friend. Johnny's baby steps here on earth. I knew that. I knew that the Lord would never let me stand here and say this if it wasn't true. Ultimately, authority, decision that will give Johnny his break, his feet, whatever it is. I am in favor of his release. This is my family. They have always supported me. Johnny has always been supportive. Andrew wants to me since that day. Will it ever be enough? No, never will be. But as a Christian, as a Catholic, as my true faith, as God is my witness and my one true judge, I know that I have forgiven him in my heart, and my family may not be ready, but I am ready to see with another these days, you know, it doesn't matter if he is to continue, nothing will ever bring my mother back. And as you feel like he's definitely what they want you to see, he deserves. And for them to see, they have that opportunity. I hope that that's right.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your comment.
I love you. You know?
Ms. Barbera, would you like to make a comment?
Good morning, Mr. Kelly, Ms. Renata, Mr. Marabella. I have respect for the prosecutor who handled this case. We remain opposed to Mr. Dixon's parole. We certainly understand the decision of the pardon board and the governor in commuting his sentence, and I in no way mean to be disrespectful to the family members or the multiple members of our community who testified and sent in letters in support of Mr. Dixon's release. I believe the writing is on the wall. I believe he is going to be granted parole, and it is my sincere hope that he does not disappoint the vast number of people in our community who are available to support him and make sure that he leads a crime-free, law-abiding life. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Dixon, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir. I would like to read something that I put together. It's not
Okay.
very long.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning, board members, family, friends, and society. First and foremost, the most important thing for me is to express how much I wish I could change the things that I have done. I killed a person who I loved very much. I have hurt my kids, her parents, my parents, and many friends and relatives by taking my wife's life. My heart breaks every day seeing how my actions have affected so many people. I am so sorry, everyone. I have worked, well, I already told you about the jobs. I was blessed to make trustee in 8 years and work at the K9 Training Center. I talked to former Warden Kane, former Warden Menor about cooking, put them and their staff at the ranch house. Then I was transferred to the state police barracks, work at the youth camp in Holden. I've told y'all this already too. I did not plan on becoming a chef, but instead of going to Bible college, I chose to cook at for the wardens at Angola, which opened the door for me to cook for the governor, his family, and staff. I believe that I have accomplished something that has set a good example for my family and kids to be proud of. I have proven that I can be trusted and will continue to do the right things in life. After 14 years of state police barracks, I became ill and was sent back to Angola for medical treatment. I was diagnosed with Parkinson's and had other health issues, but I have not given up on life. My family and I were told that I would die soon because of the infection in my body. My feet, my legs were so swollen, I could barely walk, and I had shocking pains that were so bad that I wasn't sleeping but maybe 1 hour a night. I was sick. I was so sick that I could not speak much at all. I did not have much life left in me. That made me realize that the only way I could help my family was to start fighting for my life. The doctors told me to change my diet. He started me doing physical therapy to build my strength back. I continue to do physical therapy on my own now. I've been struggling. I was in a wheelchair last week. I have good days, bad days, but I try to make the best out of every day. For several years, I've always sent money. I told y'all that already. I will continue to share what caused my downfall of being an alcoholic and drug user for the rest of my life. I owe everyone that needs help the same help that has been given to me. I am willing to help everyone that needs the same help that was offered to me. I have been interviewed for the Parole Project, and I plan on working that. And I sincerely thank y'all, everyone that supported me, everyone that's here, and I will not let anybody down. I'm 65, and I just want to try to help and watch the kids grow up and help them. And thank you, board members, because this is a job that it's got to be hard on all of y'all, the things that y'all listen to and put up with every day. Thank you.
Johnny. All right, thank you, Johnny. Thank you. All right, panel, prepare to vote. I'll go ahead and vote for Johnny. Look back through your records. You've, you know, it's a pretty significant crime, and you've done a lot of good work. I mean, two write-ups in 32 years plus years. That's really unheard of. You know, that's you've really done well. You've gotten to work since you got into jail. I know this was a tragedy for your family, for your entire family. This Cody, we just appreciate you so much for speaking today and for your testimony. I know that's difficult. But you, Mr. Johnny, you've done the work. You've put in the time. You've done the things that it requires to be successful. Because of the positive word comments, positive family support, being a trustee for as long, low disciplinary write-ups, everything you've done. My vote today is to grant your parole to the Parole Project. They'll get you reintegrated and get you the wraparound services. I want you to do NAA one time a week. I mean, nowadays they have Zoom access. If you can't, I know with your medical condition, you'll just have to look at that and see. I'd like for you to do community service 4 hours a month. Same thing. If you can speak to at-risk youth, speak to, you know, folks that are, you have a story to tell. So,
Yes, sir.
but I just, my vote is to grant your parole today with those stipulations. Wish you good luck.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Mr. Johnson.
Well, Mr. Dixon, Johnny,
Yes, ma'am.
very pleased to vote to grant your parole today. You have an excellent prison record. You have support of the facility staff, wonderful family support, and a really good transition plan. And most of all, I was moved today by the remarks by Cody. I'm very fortunate to have her support. Good luck
Yes,
to you.
ma'am.
Mr. Marabella.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Dixon, and I would like to express my sincere appreciation for Cody coming today, courage to in her expressing to us, and oftentimes people get the overreaching consequences of something. Not just to the victim, it's not just to the person that commits the act, but it's to the family all over. So thank you very much, and certainly thank you for your compassion. Mr. Dixon, you've done everything that you need to do to get my vote today. I understand Ms. Barbera's opposition. I do appreciate it, and I'd like you to heed her words.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't go out and do something crazy, and I don't think you will. I will.
Thank you.
All right, 3 votes to grant. Your parole's been granted. Good luck to you, Johnny.
Thank y'all. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed day.